tackle on my mind. What's on my mind today? Things that make fishing for me easier. I'm going to show you some hacks and some tricks and just some tackle products, tackle keeping products and stuff like that that help me be organized and get me more time in the water and more time fishing and keep everything in where it needs to be. Before I do that though, I want to remind you, if you're new to my channel, I guess it's not a reminder. If you're to my channel, it's a reminder. If you're new to my channel, it's news. Omnia Fishing. I'm an ambassador now for Omnia Fishing. Omnia Fishing, if you're unfamiliar, is basically an online tackle store, but they do things a little uniquely where you can search by lake. So if you know there's a lake you want to go to, you haven't been to before, you can go to Omnia Fishing, find that lake under their information. There's also an app you can download. Click on that. There'll be fishing reports on there. You can then look on the fishing reports. There'll be some lures on there that might help you be a little more successful. So I've started adding some lakes that I fish. I'm in the Toledo, Ohio, Northwest Ohio area. If you are in this area and are looking to fish a lake, I'm going to put the lakes that I've already put descriptions for reports in the description. As the season goes on, I'll start adding those. But if you go in there, click on those, read my reports, maybe buy some lures and stuff like that, that's going to kind of help me out a little bit, which hopefully, if I get some things, I can help the channel out and help all of you guys out, subscribers, maybe with some giveaways down the road. So let's get back to the subject at hand here. Let's start with, how do I store my rods? Well, you can probably see them hanging behind me, and this works great for me. They're out of the way, they're on the wall. Up here on the top, I got that at Home Depot. It's just a little kind of a hanging rack. I'll put that in the description also. All my rods are on rod gloves. It's got the loop at the top. The rod gloves I buy also have a loop at the bottom where they hook on your reel or your reel handle so they stay in place. I hang all my rods right here. I'm kind of color coordinated. Mine are the blue ones. These over here are my wife's rods. One of these, this red one here, that's my son's rod. And then these are my catfish rods, or a few other things like that. Maybe some walleye fishing rods and stuff like that. So I can go in and say, what rods do I want? They're these right here. So that's a simple way I keep my rods stored in my garage. They're out of the way. They're out of everybody's way. They're hanging right there. This down here, hopefully you can see this. If not, James, if it's not in the camera, you can show it down, but I think they should be able to see that. My tackle crate. You can order all kinds of these, spend a lot of money on these, some really nice ones. It's a milk crate. I like going cheap and easy sometimes. What can I make for myself instead of having to buy it? I can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can probably get 6 Plano, maybe 7 Plano boxes in here, a few other things in here. Right now, I just got some PVC pipe that I kind of cut a little notch for your reel handles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can put 8 rods in here and a net in here. All that, takes with me. I take it in and out of my kayak, load it in there. I got all my tackle, and trust me, I have way too much tackle. How do I keep some of my tackle? I really like these Plano boxes. This is their Plano terminal box. I'm going to come up a little closer for you. You can see it's got, I can almost tip this thing up and nothing's going to fall out of it. Try that with a regular, box where you keep your hooks and your weights and everything like that. This little compartment up here, so I got some of my bullet weights. I can pop that out of there if I want, put a different kind in there, or, I just don't want the whole thing. Maybe I'm going bank fishing or something like that. I only want a few of them, I take that. Different compartments for hooks. These all have little lids on them. They can be moved around, arranged in different ways. Some loose ones here. Boy, that really keeps my terminal tackle right where I need it. I don't have to worry about it flying all over the place and all the hooks stuck together. A nice latch on them. Another thing in the box I really like is this jig box. Look at that. Can't do that with many boxes either. It's got these little plastic slots in here. You take your jigs. We have a bunch of swim jigs in here. This is a flipping jig. They go right in that slot right there. On the other side, I got all my chatterbaits. Not as organized right now as I'd like it to be because I've been using it a lot. You know, they have a bunch of them. This is just kind of their regular 3700 size. Again, these can be arranged in any way. I can move this wherever I need for the size of my lures. I got some spring cranks in here right now, some flat side, maybe some deep-sided ones. Probably see a theme if you've gotten any of my videos in the past about red in the spring. Yeah, I got a lot of red in this one too. So that's some of my lure storage. Another one that, you know, how do you store your spinner baits? They're kind of bulky, you know, you can't put them in a box like that. Where do you put your spinner baits? This is actually, it's a worm bag. If you look on the description, which I'll put down in the description, but if you were searching for this, it would say it's a worm bag. I store my spinner baits in here. They zip right in there. They lay flat. Got some over here. Some spots you can put in here. That's where I store all my spinner baits. Wouldn't leave home without it. If I'm going spinner baits, if all I'm taking is just this, but that all fits right in that box. So those are just some lure management things. A couple others I have on that. For my soft plastics, I'm overkill when it comes to fishing lures and soft plastics and everything like that. But here is a soft plastic one from Plano. It's got see-through things, so you can organize them by different categories of what your soft plastics are. But that rolls up tight, maybe stores under your seat. I put it behind my seat. I got a RoboHawk leash on here. In case it does fall out of the kayak, I'm not going to lose it. So there's my soft plastics, worms, trailers, and things. Well, I also like swimmers. They all come in these molded plastic containers. They're not going to fit very well in that other thing. So I got the idea once I was at one of my favorite stores, Harbor Freight. It's a toolbox. It's a little tool bag. Look at that. Fits them all in here. I got some bigger swim baits in here. I put my leader line in here. I put a few other things in here, but they fit nicely in there. It zips up. No, it's not waterproof, but they're in cases that are. Again, another RoboHawk leash on here that I put on there so I don't lose that. Put that behind the seat also. Line management. How do I store my fishing line? I'm not sponsored by Plano. I just really like their product. You may have seen one of these. Right now I got, you know, your big spool. I got 3 of the smaller spools in here. There's 6 compartments altogether, so I can keep 6 of these in here. So now I have storage, but you run your line through there, close it up, pull it out, helps you spool up those bait casters. Well, I got that. Gee, how many people have these? You got your line and stuff like that, and then your line is just like flying all over the place. These are called little shark tooth things. It's basically just a little piece of elastic. It's got a little eyelet in there, hole. It's even got a little cutter on there. Don't use that very often, but you basically take your line here and you run it through that hole. And you put that shark tooth elastic around your reel. That line secure, it's not going anywhere. That cutter works for that too. So that really helps keep that managed so you don't have line flying all over the place. And save my basket for last. This, yeah, it's a little dirty, apologize for that, but again, it gets used every day. Yeah, this is just, basically Sterlite storage box you can get at any store. I put a lot of just miscellaneous stuff in here in my truck, so I know where it all is. At the end of the fishing trip, it goes back. I got my sunglasses are in here. I got some GoPro stuff in here. I got some hand warmers in here. I got zip ties. I got a clip top. I got little clippers. If you like clippers, these come in really handy. I always have one hooked to my PFD. Usually hook right there. Comes out. They work great on braid, all kinds of line. The pliers are in here. Put everything in there. Close it up. Stores in the back of my vehicle. Everything's in there. My last one. Showed a video a while ago. Had that same thing. What makes my life a little easier? So I run an anchor track. I use an anchor on my kayak. Well, how do you manage your line? I could spend, some money, and I'm not saying anything against the product. There's the Anchor Wizard and stuff like that. Works great. I think there's some hang-ups about it, just as far as hooking it up front or back of your kayak. Where do you want your anchor to go? I know you can work through that with an anchor trolley and things like that, but I don't fish in that deep of water. Probably 25 feet or less, 20 feet or less often. Harbor Freight, $5.99. Yes, it's a retractable dog leash. So, follow me here, let your anchor out, it goes down, and you lock it in place, just like you would a dog leash. And when you're pulling your anchor up, guess what's happening? All your line's going in there, it's out of your way. So there we go with that. There's my anchor line management. Comes out, comes in, I click it back into place, put this part on the seat, put the anchor wherever it needs to go. I don't have to worry about having line all over my kayak. So those are just a few things that I've kind of discovered over the years, kind of come up with on my own, things like that work best for me. The tackle boxes, there's many of them, but again, I really like these. They seem to work really well. That spinnerbait one, really love that. Kind of like my management system here. I try to keep things simple for myself, and if I can save some money along the way, I'll try to save some money for myself. So thanks, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, share it, tell some friends, leave me a comment if you like. Appreciate you coming along.